Hello, Del Shakes.
What's happening, everybody?
I'm Cassie Alexander.
Hey there, I'm David Stradley.
And we're live, David. Woohoo! We are live.
I think this is the first time I've been live from my kitchen for Delaware Shakespeare.
First time for everything. We'll get the house tour. Yeah. We are live. We're here to encourage everyone to make a gift via Do More 24. We're almost.
I want to say, do you know, like, Delawareans so far to Do More 24 have donated almost $1 million so far in less than 14 hours. So good on you, Delaware.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Delaware Shakespeare hasn't really gotten $1 million of that, but thanks for supporting nonprofits in Delaware.
We love it. Well, it speaks to this community that we're honored to be a part of. That's so exciting. Yeah, we've only got 5 hours to go, and we're doing really well. We encourage you to visit the link at the bottom here, and we've got an exciting offer right now, a cool incentive. First person to donate $55 wins a Del Shakes water bottle.
I'm going to upgrade that. I'm going to say if we get up to three people, if they donate $55, we'll get you a lovely Delaware Shakespeare tour water bottle.
It's very fancy. It's very classy. And it's useful too. We roll into our community tour venues, repping our water bottles and feeling very cool.
People are very jealous of the water bottles. You can have one if you donate $55 today during Do More 24.
Go to the link at the bottom of this video. Now, David, speaking of the community tour, that's a program that we love. That's a program that is such a part of Del Shakes. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you have a great community tour story and maybe also an inside look at the actors' favorite snacks.
Yeah, so that's right. So this is Snacks with David Stradley, right? And that's for our community tour. We travel all up and down the state. We jump in a cargo van. We jump in a passenger van. We drive 12 artists all over Delaware, going to lots of different places. We got to keep them. We got to keep them fed. So we have a lovely tour snack bag in the passenger van, and in there we normally always have granola bars that, as soon as you open them, go everywhere in the van. And so before we return the van, I have to vacuum. We also normally have little pretzel snaps. Nothing, you need some sustenance. But then my own personal favorite are the fruit snacks. And so I'm having fruit snacks today during our snack period.
The fruit snacks are great. I always waited to enjoy the fruit snacks until after the show. That was like my treat for giving a good performance, is digging into the fruit snacks.
I mean, nothing like driving back from Sussex County with some fruit snacks.
Makes the whole thing better. David, what about a favorite memory from sharing a story on the tour?
Yeah. Sorry, finishing that snack. So, the community tour is all about connecting people across seeming barriers. And I think the clearest story I always think of was from the first year of the community tour, which was 2016. We always tour in the fall. And I can remember very clearly the night of the 2016 presidential election. We were performing at the Sunday Breakfast Mission with Pericles. And everyone was a little bit on edge, not knowing how things were going to go that night. We were, performing as election results were coming in. And the audience that night was a really great mix of what we always hope comes from the community tour. So the Sunday Breakfast Mission, as many of you know, is a wonderful organization that provides housing to housing insecure individuals. So at the performance that night, we're about 20 women who were living at Sunday Breakfast Mission, along with probably about 10 or so of their kids, about 10 or 15 staff members from the Sunday Breakfast Mission, and then about 10 or 15 just Del Shakes fans that came out to see the show that night at the Sunday Breakfast Mission. And the final scene of Pericles, or close to the final scene of Pericles, is just this beautiful reconciliation scene where a father and daughter who both think the other has been dead for years realizes during the scene that they're both alive and they're talking to each other. And it just, throughout every night of the tour, just tears from everyone every night that scene came around. But we perform the tour in the round, and we just have chairs set up on four sides of a 15-foot square. And at the Sunday Breakfast Mission, on one side of the square, on one side of the aisle was sitting a woman who lived at the mission, and right across from her on the aisle was a Del Shakes supporter and donor that was there watching. And at the end of this scene, again, just everyone crying, and the woman sitting across from the Del Shakes fan just saw that he was crying as well, and kind of reached into her pocket and pulled out a tissue, literally reached across the aisle, handed it to him so he could wipe his tears as well. And I mean, it was literally, crossing the aisle, to make this connection. And I know that Del Shakes supporter, it just meant so much to him. And he told me a couple years ago that he still, at that point, still had that tissue like in his car as a reminder of that, connection of somebody, again, that you would see walking down the street. You think maybe you don't have much to do with them or much in common with them, but watching this very human story together, realize that you're connected and both responding very humanly to the same thing.
Wow, that's beautiful. And it really encapsulates the power of telling a story when we're all close together and we can watch like that. So I've been speaking with our artists and doing these live videos, and everybody has a really great community tour story to share. But we also have our summer festival, which is a wonderful program. And it's your favorite summer festival story?
Different. I didn't come prepared with my summer festival snacks.
What are the summer festival snacks?
I mean, there's normally a cheese platter from Jansen's. We've started selling beer from Wilmington Brew Works. So, but we only had the budget for one set of snacks today.
Cheese is very much part of the Del Shakes aesthetic anymore. Cheese is a must.
But you're right. We always thought that the summer festival was a great way of bringing all of our community together. And it is, but we realized before we started the community tour that it maybe wasn't bringing together the broadest reach of the community. So we're really working hard at Delaware Shakespeare to try to take these lessons from the community tour of really bringing people together from all walks of life. And that does happen at the summer festival. And I can remember even back before you remember doing the community tour, it was only my second year of running Delaware Shakespeare, 2013. And we are doing the Two Gentlemen of Verona. And we have an education program called The Bridge, where we work with youth who are at the residential cottages at the Ferris School. So these are adjudicated youth who have been through the juvenile justice system. And at the cottages, they're just about ready to kind of re-enter into their communities. So we provide a series of workshops for these students, and then they come out and see the performance at Rockwood Park. And this group of students was supposed to come to the final Sunday performance of Two Gentlemen of Verona. And it was one of those Sundays where for like 3 days, the weather forecasts were just like, it's going to rain a lot. It's going to rain a lot that day. We really wanted to do the show so that these students could see it. So we made the decision at the last minute, or not quite the last minute, but like the day before, that we were going to move that performance on the fly with no planning indoors to the studio at Opera Delaware. It was very chaotic. We really wanted to make sure these students could see the show. And so folks were still able to kind of bring their own lawn chairs, bring their own blankets, bring their picnics, and still have this kind of indoor, Rockwood Park experience. So the students came, and I don't think they had their own chairs, and so they were kind of looking for somewhere to sit. And there's a ledge on the side of the Opera Delaware studios indoors. So a few of them kind of sat up there. And then there were these ladies that had come to the show that were dressed to the nines in their sundresses, like they were going to be at Rockwood, with a picnic, drinking wine. And they were also, looking for a place where they could kind of sit and enjoy themselves. And they ended up sitting right on that ledge as well, right next to these guys from the residential cottages. Again, people that if they'd been walking down the street, they probably wouldn't have, thought, oh, that's someone that I have something in common with. But here they were literally sitting shoulder to shoulder, on this ledge, watching this silly comedy about love and people having a good time and laughing together and enjoying the story together. And so those kind of connections are really, what over the last several years is what we've really been trying to make more of. And with your support, we can do more of that on Do More 24.
Absolutely. Punctuated by a gummy snack. Mm-hmm. Perfect. And just a reminder for any folks who are tuning in now, the first 3 people who donate $55 to Do More 24 win your very own Delaware Shakespeare water bottle.
Make the world jealous of your water bottle.
Do it. Yeah, only community tour artists are rolling around with these, so it's your chance to look very official. All right, thank you so much for tuning in, friends. And I will be back live with Newton Buchanan at 5 p.m. for our final push. Please be sure to visit the link below. Thank you, David, for your stories. And thanks to all of you for tuning in. Have a good one.
Thanks, everybody.